Welcome to the Travel Because You Can podcast. I'm Darci Murray, and this is...
I'm Christal Bauer.
And together we've been in travel for, well over 50 years. So we've got...
it's like half a century.
Half a century. So we have so many stories to tell.
And people to meet. We want to share our love of travel with you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Travel Because You Can podcast. Today we have Jenny in the house. Woohoo! Jenny is a senior agent at Personal Travel Management, and she has been with us for, I don't know how many years, since conception. 27 years?
A very long time.
Long time. Yeah. And we're super glad that she's here. So I want to start off with a little bit of fun, because today's topic is safari, and Jenny's been on like so many of them, it's ridiculous. Like, if I say 7, that's probably true.
No, I think it'll be 6 coming up. 6, I go again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, a lot of safari, a lot of animals. Animals are her jam.
Yes, they
all
are.
over the world, animals are her jam. But I want to start off with a little game, okay? Because it's going to take us back to when you and I safari together.
Oh.
Okay. Give me an A.
A.
Give me an L.
L.
Give me a T.
T.
What you got, Jenny?
A whole lot of things.
Animal-looking things.
Animal-looking things.
Animal-looking things.
I remember like flashing the
a
thing
lot
around.
of the hairbrush thing.
The hair whip.
But I want to take everybody into a little bit of a setting, okay? So we are, 6 days into a safari, and we're there in the rainy season, so it's long grass and green pictures and whatnot, and we really haven't seen squat all that day. So we're like at the top of the Jeep, and we're just playing to keep ourselves occupied, and I guess our guide had taught us this ALT, and it stands for animal-looking things. So we were like, give me an A, and we thought we were really cute, and we're doing all these videos, and all of a sudden, our guide is like, okay, no, I actually see something, right? So he pulls the Jeep up, and we're all like looking around, and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And then, all of a sudden, this beautiful cheetah jumps onto the Jeep, okay? I hit the floor and crawl into a ball.
Everybody hits the floor.
Except for Miss Courageous here.
My team gone.
Yeah. And the team is gone. Like, we're huddled
no team.
on the ground. And she's there. Look at her. She's like having a conversation with this cheetah. She's shaking like no tomorrow. If you watch the video, I just want everybody to know that she's not completely fearless. But she's sitting there. Look, she's looking it in the eye, and she's like, having this moment that is absolutely...
It wasn't really a great moment.
Yeah.
It was
Terrifying.
It was a moment.
Yeah.
And then
it was incredible.
It was so incredible. It was so incredible.
How long did the cheetah stay?
Not that long.
Like,
the
just
cheetah only came up to get a lay of the land to be able to see what was out there.
That's right. Abby was telling us that they go to the high point so that they can get a lay of the land.
And I didn't realize I would be standing there. I didn't realize it was going to come up. So it was we were both very scared.
And who was the smart one that took the photo?
The guide. He wasn't scared.
The guide.
He wasn't scared.
No, the guide wasn't scared.
No, and they're going, Jenny, turn around. And I'm thinking, you're always told, never turn your back on an animal. Yeah. And they're going, it'll be fine. And I'm turning around and then turning back again just in case. And
then you were still standing, and then the cheetah jumped down?
Cheetah jumped down.
Wow.
Well, yeah, but, okay, we did actually come up. So if you listen to the actual video...
You did all come up at the end.
It's like we're like these like gophers that come out of a hole.
And then it went.
And the video is really funny because you can hear the guide, and he's talking to me, and he's like, and he calls me Mama Darci. He goes, Mama Darci, stand up. Mama Darci, stand up. Do this for your boys, Mama Darci. This is never going to happen again. Mama Darci, stand up.
Yeah.
And then me and my cousin just kind of pop our heads up, and Janice pops up as well. But what a day!
What a day! Where can we see this video?
Oh, it's on our Instagram.
Yeah, let's make sure everybody sees
it. It doesn't start
comical.
right from the beginning, but it starts in just after it's up.
Yeah, I'll even give them the little alt video too.
Yeah, amazing.
Give me an A, give me an LT. And then after that happened, so we're all like in this state of elation because
of course.
And I'm sitting there crying.
Yeah, it did take a little bit of recovery time for sure. But we decided to, so remember, the day started off for hours. We did not see an animal. We really didn't see anything for a really long time, to this amazing cheetah experience. And now the guides, I don't know if you remember this because you're in recovering. But they put on some music, and they actually put on the Hallelujah song. And I was singing at the top of my lungs with the guide, I raise a hallelujah. And we're singing away, and we're like, it's kind of like this kind of
very uplifting,
moment. And then all of a sudden, it was torrential rain.
That's right.
Do you remember that? So all these things happened. I went back in my photos, and it literally happened. Bang, 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 within 45 minutes. And now we've got torrential rain, and they're putting the walls up on the Jeep. We're sitting, and we are so
laughing, just laughing.
Oh, it was a crazy, crazy day. So I'm so glad you're here, and that we can talk safari, because if I think safari, I think of you.
Oh, I love that. Now I wish I was on that trip.
On that point, we got to cheers, my dear.
Cheers time.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, what? Back up. Okay, so we always bring in Brooke. Yeah. So, Brooke, today we have just Perrier sparkly ginger lime water, and we're cheersing safari.
Cheers, safari. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you. It's funny you say that. I remember when I was in South Africa on the only safari that I've ever done, we pulled into a gas station coming out of Johannesburg, driving to Kruger National Park. And we pulled into this gas station, and everyone was thirsty. I had everyone with us. And I go in there and I buy sparkling waters. And just ironically, and they were 10 cents Canadian each.
Oh, wow.
And I had no idea, but we ended up buying lychee sparkling water. And I tell you, it was the drink of choice. So it was just ironic. I didn't know we were doing the sparkling water, but it fits definitely in
100%.
in our safari adventure story. So
Always a reason.
Always a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything just aligns, right?
Right? No, it's good. It's good.
I kind of wanted Jenny to explain the different seasons of safari, because I know they have like a birthing season, like a rainy season. Can you break that down for us?
Normally, rainy season will be January through to April.
And that's when you and I were there.
Yeah. But that is such a lush green time. So the grasses will be longer. You may not see all of the animals, but each time I've been, I think it will be my season of choice. It's just the fact that it's green. You can still see the wildlife everywhere. Then you move into the summer months, which is peak travel time, where it's very, very busy.
Is that's the migration? Peak summer?
The migration, yes. So July, August, up in Kogatende, when the wildebeest and zebras are crossing. So I actually, with the group last year, we went up there to see that, and that just blew my mind.
What area were you in?
Just Kogatende. So you fly into Kogatende, and it's sort of that northern area. And then you go out and you wait. And my group and I, we were very fortunate, because people will go out there and it can be their whole trip. And they will sit there and they miss, nothing happens.
Right.
Within 10 minutes of us being there, they crossed.
No
and there's
way.
about 10 to 12 different points along the river. And it's like the easiest points, they don't cross. They pick the hardest points to move across. And you sit and you wait, and one will come down. And you'll be like, they're going to go. And then that one turns around and comes back up. And it's like, okay, they're not going to go. And when they decide, for whatever reason it is, they go. And it's just
Crazy.
Animals going in all different directions across that river. It's the most incredible sight.
So what country are we in?
We are in Tanzania, and then they're crossing into Kenya.
Oh, wow.
And so they'll cross into Kenya to begin with at the beginning of the season, and then they come back into Tanzania at the end of the season.
And is it really just following food?
Yes. And the grasses and the water.
Wow. So you see them, like, so for a few days, like, I've never seen a migration, so sorry about all the questions. So the wildebeest are sitting up on the top of the hill?
They're coming
and they sit there?
Thousands and thousands and thousands of wildebeest. And then you'll get some elephants coming through, and then you'll have the zebras, and they're just lined up along the top, and then they start coming down to have a look. And then they'll go back up, and it's just as far as you can see.
Wow, and the goal is for all of them to get across.
No, they'll come in different, they all don't cross at the same time. And what I found really incredible, wildebeest to us, they all sound the same. They each have their own unique call. So a mother has a unique call to its calf.
Really?
So if they get separated when they're crossing, which is really quite sad, because the mother could be on that side and the calf could be on that side, they have their own unique call to each other. And then the mother might go back and the calf might come over, and you're up there going, please find each other, because you'll have the ones that got lost on the side. So I get really involved in it.
Oh, I can imagine. Like I think in my head, it was always just the migration was just these thousands of wildebeest running and never stopping, like going and then going to the next place to go. And then,
But then when they'll come across, and then they've got to climb up, and then you've got all the safari trucks that everybody wants a position, and then you've got them all coming up and running out into the plains that are over there to rest, and then they'll start forming different lines as they're coming through the water. And then the crocodiles come and the hippos come, and then the birds come down and watch, and then you'll have the lions on the other side.
Regular Lion King.
Right? Exactly.
Really
Cue music,
incredible.
right?
Oh God, it's incredible.
Wow, that is
Ian
amazing.
took this photo of the wildebeest jumping down. So there were wildebeest jumping down and coming in. And when he looked at the photo, there was a big crocodile that was sitting underneath that went to grab the wildebeest, and the wildebeest saw it, kicked and jumped higher and didn't get taken. But with everything happening,
How do they know?
he didn't see no one saw the crocodile until we actually looked at the picture.
So when we were there, it wasn't wildebeest, it was water buffalo that we saw.
The Cape buffalo.
was crazy
that was
too.
amazing. So all different times of the year, and then where we are at that time as to what we're seeing.
Oh, and didn't you go for birthing season too?
I haven't.
You haven't done that yet.
Because that was January, and that was always my most busiest time of the year when I was doing the sports team. So I couldn't go to Africa during that time. So
Okay, I have another question. Okay,
Yes.
because I don't know the answer.
God, I hope I
What?
do.
I really hope you do too. So, Jenny, I really want to know, what is the difference, because I have no idea what the actual answer is. What's the difference between a private reserve park and a national park?
If you're in the private with the concessions, then you're able to do more things. So you're able to do some night game drives. You're able to do walking safaris. Whereas if it's in the national park, you can't. They're very strict and regimented on what you can and can't do.
Okay. Have you done a private one?
With the group,
Okay.
we were able to do walking safaris and some night drives, which were, the walking safaris were incredible.
Okay.
Your mum and I went when we were in Kenya. Your mum and I went on a walking safari.
And it's the
was-
same rules apply in Kenya as in
Yeah.
Tanzania versus
Yeah.
the national parks and the
Yeah.
private reserves.
It's very cool.
Very fun. Very
So-
different on a walking. You're seeing, it's very different to being in the truck.
Oh,
When you're walking, you get a completely different
Oh, I can
view
imagine.
and a learning experience.
I'd be terrified. Oh, look, there's a lion.
Well,
No.
I know I came to see them, but
Yeah,
there's
okay, but
close and
that's-
there's close.
yeah.
then
No,
there's close.
Let's just take people like I think some people listening right now may not know, like, what are the countries that people safari in,
Oh, good
and
question.
why do they choose, say, Tanzania or Kenya, or like, does it matter? Does it, or like, are you recommended to go back 3-4 times to see it all?
I guess now I can't speak for the whole of Africa because I've only done safaris for Tanzania. I love Tanzania. I just think when I first went with Abby and boutique safaris, the wildlife in Tanzania exceeded everything else I've ever seen. And I've been to Kenya. Those are my 2 places. And then I've done gorilla trekking in Uganda. But I just love Tanzania and the vastness of it. And each day is a different day. Like, I can be out there all day, every day. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
And I just love it. It's just, you'll see, it'll be different every single time. No matter, and the many times that I've been back, always to Tanzania, I still think it's incredible.
So what are the places in Tanzania? What are the parks? What are the
We've got
Ooh.
Tarangire.
That's the elephant one. That's
the
known
elephant.
for the elephants.
But then having said that, I went in August with the group, And Tarangire had incredible amounts of wildlife, not just elephants.
Wow.
And that's the first time I've seen that much diversity. But I think it's because of the time of the year as well.
And that's a nice one because it's really close to Arusha, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you don't have to go far.
Central, right. Then we've got the crater, Ngorongoro crater, which is fantastic to be up on the crater looking down, and then you go down into the park.
Wow.
Into itself for the day. And then into the Serengeti, where it's just plains and grasslands, and then this past year going up into Kogatende to watch the migration.
Okay.
And then I'm lucky. I've been invited to go to southern Tanzania in November, and I am very, very excited.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Very, very
What are you going to see in
that.
southern Tanzania that's different?
It's a very different area to go to. There's a lot of, in parts of it, it's set along the water. So, and we're doing boat rides, and which I haven't done before. So I'm interested to see how diverse it is compared to the other areas.
Who are you doing that with?
Asilia.
Okay.
Asilia camps.
Wow.
So, very excited.
I want to go, we did boutique safaris, so
yes.
I just want to touch on them a bit.
For sure.
Yeah, because you're here, and you can rattle it off. So I found boutique safaris really special, but I have nothing to compare it to. But one of their phrases is supporting the Maasai people one safari at a time. So what I've found is that it was a give back experience, and we got to visit that school,
Yes.
which was incredibly special. Yeah. So what is your takeaway? Because you've been to the school a couple of times and you've got to see it grow. So there now, I looked it up this morning because I know when we were there, it was 250 students that they were hosting. It's many? 334 now in 2025. So they've upped their amount of people that can have their dorms there because they were building it when we were there, right? And it's quite the facility.
And now they've got apparently tents where you can actually stay and help.
To have these volunteer experiences, which is so cool because I put together trips for volunteer with teenagers, right? And I kind of I would love to take a group of teens over to Tanzania and have that experience. Because the kids actually go to school in the summer too. So it's an amazing volunteer program that could actually happen in the summer months. But yeah, they do have 334, it says, and their majority are girls.
It's been a while on that. I sponsor one of the young girls.
They do have a sponsor program as well.
I remember talking to Abby and Martha about it, and because the girls, this gives them, they're not all looked after correctly.
Right.
So they can come to the school, they can learn, they can stay, and they're given a place.
So the school is incredibly special because it is basically female dominated because often the families are quite poor and they can't afford to send the girls to school. They'll send their boys because the boys have more earning potential, but the girls tend to stay behind, and basically these girls are provided a complimentary opportunity to get educated. So the families are kind of like, okay, well, it's okay to let my daughter go, and I know she's going to be safe, and I know she's going to get educated. And on a financial perspective, that's one less person at home to feed too. So there is an incentive for them, and it sounds as horrible as it does, for these girls to go to this school. And this school, oh my gosh, to know that they've grown up with, these circumstances, and to see these girls like flourishing and thriving, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And yes, you're sponsoring one of them. And one of our agency sponsors, one or two, I think. We might even be sponsoring two now. So the school is called EMPSS. I'm laughing because it's very difficult to say. Okay, and what that stands for, Engaruka English Medium Primary School. So these kids are younger because it was considered a primary school. Oh, and another thing, their test scores. So we follow their Facebook and we follow their socials. And this school that is funded, so it's not run by the government or anything like that, their test scores are in the top 10% in Tanzania.
Wow.
And I get my sponsored child's scores and how she's doing and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is neat.
Amazing.
And are they all speaking, obviously, English at the school?
And we got to meet them. That was the really
That's
cool thing when we were there. We got to meet them.
We had suitcases full of stuff. Like, I think we had like 5 suitcases full of deflated soccer balls to give these kids, right?
Yeah, and clothing and pens and all necessities to get them by.
Some medical things. I know that I brought a whole bunch of medical things. Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It was
really,
wonderful.
It truly was a touching time.
Oh, I love
to
it.
go there.
Oh,
Yeah, so
awesome.
then you can now go and stay and help and volunteer. which is
Amazing.
fantastic.
And we can set that up for you
Yeah, no kidding.
because we have connections. It's actually on our website. We have a whole page dedicated to boutique safaris.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to tell you how I got my family to Africa and how we even made that decision. It was crazy. Like, I was literally driving in the car, and I don't know if you remember that song by Toto, Africa.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dak Shepard and his wife, Kristen Bell, they had just filmed a video of, they were out safarying and they were lip syncing to the song and they were running in the field and all of this. And I looked at Jay and I'm like, we need to take everyone to Africa. And he's like,
Who's
yeah.
everyone?
Well, we took John, my oldest son. We took Kyle, my youngest son.
Oh, wow.
We took Pierce, who is Jay's son. We took Kyle, or Sean's girlfriend at the time. And there was 6 of us. So it was the best trip that we ever did.
And it didn't financially bankrupt
Yeah,
you?
it kind of did. I'm probably still paying for it. But we went kind of a little fancy, but then in some things we didn't go super fancy. But it was, it wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. I've seen people pay what I paid to take 6 people to Africa for 2 weeks, 2 weeks in the Mexican Riviera at, some of the more expensive 5-star resorts. So I think it's important to understand what motivates you. Anyone can go to Africa. It could be a song. It could be, your kids. Your kids could be talking about who's loved animals their entire life. Or they're 10 or 11 or 12. What age do they usually start saying for safari? Yeah.
I think it can be any age. There are some very smart young children out there that would really benefit from going.
No, definitely. I'll tell you one more story, then we can do it. I know, it's so bad. Pierce went back to school. He was going back. He was going into, I believe, grade 6 at the time. So he was, 11 when he went, 11, 12. And the first day back to school, what does everybody do? Oh, how was your summer? Tell us about where did you do? What did you do? And the teacher said, you can do one of 2 things. You can, tell what you really did, or you can tell something that you really wish you would have done, or make up something or whatever. Just to, I think, to be inclusive, probably.
Nice.
And Pierce told his story about our trip to Dubai and Africa and the animals that he saw. And the teacher was like, wow, Pierce, I really hope one day you make it to Africa. And Pierce is like, wait a second, I just got back like a week ago. We were there. And the teacher was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. And, I think those are the moments, not to impress the schoolmates or anything, but just learning young to travel it just really changes your whole, so many things, right?
Yep.
But, yeah. So who is safarying? Jenny?
There is no set age. I've seen so many different age groups of people out there because there is a safari and there is a trip for everybody. It gets down to what you're looking at wanting to do and where the value is. I've been to mobile tenter camps. So mobile tenter camps will move with the migration and they'll set them up and you have a bucket shower and a long drop toilet. Now, I thought the world knew what a long drop toilet was.
I have no idea.
And then Ian came out and said, that no one understands when you wrote long drop toilet.
Nope.
No.
So you still have an ensuite and they have chemicals, but they have put the toilet in the ensuite, and then when the mobile camp is ready to move, the toilet packs up. Everything is covered up again with chemicals because it's dug so far down there. So it's not like you're going off into the bush to go to the bathroom. you have everything there. But it's cool. So you come back in the evening and you say what time you'd like your bucket or two of shower, and the staff will turn it on and you'll have a bucket shower. And it's the coolest thing. So you have your canvas tents. I remember my first time taking the women, and we weren't, I wasn't allowed to sleep. I was like, I want the end tent. And they said no, because the elephants with the water and stuff. Yep. And during the night, one of the elephants came in and started to take down the pantry tent, the food tent,
of course,
which was really cool. But you are out there. You have no fences. You have nothing out there. You are just there.
And the stars.
The stars. But it is amazing. So you go from that, which is moving around, to tented camps that will have en suites, and then you go up into the more luxurious and you keep going up from there, and then you've got hotels. So there are hotels and lodges out there, but the difference is the lodges are set, so you're in a room. You're not out in a tent.
Right.
So you prefer the tent? I can tell by your face.
Yeah. It's
really
just incredible to be out there. You can't walk around at night without a guide to come and get you, and you get walkie-talkies and so forth, but you're out there with... That's why you went there.
That's why you went.
To be a part of nature and to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love that.
And you don't walk. One of the big questions that I always get asked, and this is very important, is, do I have to be fit? And energetic, and do I have to walk? Well, you don't, because you can't really get out. You're sitting in that vehicle for X amount of time in the morning and night, and you're at the lodge. It's not like you can go wandering off on your own outside property. So no, you don't have to be fit.
As long as you can get in and out of the Jeep.
Yeah, and even then, people will help you. The guides are there to help.
100%.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the cool lodges or tenting camps that you stayed at that are memorable?
I went to Courier Hills last year, and I loved Courier Hills. That was up in Kogatende. In Tarangire, it was the Lamala camp, Mapingo Ridge, which is just beautiful. We went and had a look at that.
I can't even believe you can say these
Right?
words.
Me too.
It sits on the rocks and into the rock area, and you stare down over the plains, and they're just beautiful. They're so unique. But I've also loved the tented camps, because you are just out there, the mobile tented camps.
Wow.
And you're just with nature. And if the animal chooses to walk past, and the animal is walking past, you're right there.
How, for heading down to Africa, obviously it's far, how many nights are you usually safaring for? Are you combining this with any other city destination experiences?
Normally I'd like to give, say, 2 nights in Arusha, because the flights get in late, and then it gives you a day to sort of get your head into shape, and do a trip around in Arusha off to the markets.
Yep.
Can have a look at the Tanzanite.
Is it safe?
It's safe. I wouldn't just wander around.
Right.
I would have a guide.
Right.
And then head out. And then I like a week safari, moving around to different places, maybe 2 nights here, 3 nights there, a couple of nights there.
Yeah.
And then head over to Zanzibar, to Stone Town, which is
Zanzibar.
amazing, and then off to the beaches for 3 nights.
And the spices.
The
spices. And
the tea.
It's a really nice combination to do that. And you can either drive to the different areas, or you can fly. And flying gives you a different perspective again, looking down over it rather than being in it.
I think we drove from Johannesburg to Kruger National Park, and then we flew out, which was an experience in itself.
Get a little bit of everything.
You get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So,
because the flights are not much. Those little hoppers.
No, not much at all. But talking about flights, there's some pretty easy routing, right, from the West Coast, from Vancouver.
KLM has a good one where Vancouver, you can go into Amsterdam overnight.
Nice.
And then go into Kilimanjaro will be the main airport.
Wow.
Or if you don't want to overnight and you want to get there the same day, then Vancouver, Calgary, Amsterdam, into Kilimanjaro.
That's crazy though, right? That we can get there that easily. I know when we went on Emirates, and we went Seattle to Dubai, and then stayed in Dubai for a few days, which was a whole other episode on this podcast. And then into Johannesburg. Wow. So Johannesburg, just my 2 cents, I would highly recommend spending some time in Johannesburg. I know that there's, some danger there, but with the right guides and the right tour operators and the great knowledge, it's just a city that will change your life again. So
there's so many different areas over
right?
there.
So much. Cape Town. Well, Cape Town was so similar to Vancouver. We were like, oh, we feel at home. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. But you know what? I think at the end of the day, don't wait for a rainy day. Don't wait for, when you can afford to go to Africa. Just go and travel the best you can with the budget that you have.
Because there is a budget for everybody.
There's a budget for everyone. And it doesn't have to be when you're, 75 years old because you've saved your entire life to go and experience this.
You can actually have 2 completely different experiences.
3,
go when you're young and do the
go.
bucket showers, and then go when you're older and do the bougie.
But each time I've gone,
Yep.
it's been a different experience. And I'm still going back to Tanzania
Right?
each time. And it's always different.
I love it. Take your kids to Disneyland and see Animal Adventure, or actually
the same.
take them to Africa.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Cool. But I think I've only been to Africa once. But I do think when you leave, you are a different person than when you arrive. And I'm anticipating going back as many times as I possibly can. But I really think that every time I go, it will be a different experience. And I just, Jenny, what are some things that you feel has really changed, not changed who you are, but just changed world perspectives? And what did you take away when you left Africa, or when you leave Africa?
That animals are incredibly important for tourism.
Right.
For conservation, and if we don't do our part and look after them, even though it might be a little thing, it's every little bit helps. There won't be any animals. I was lucky enough to meet with the man who owns Korea Hills Dogs, and they're located in Arusha. And what they are doing is training dogs to help stop the trade of ivory and poaching, and it's huge what they've got to do, but it's important.
Yes.
And it was so interesting. Ian and I got to spend an hour and a half with him. I could have stayed there all day. We watched how the dogs were. He showed us how they work.
That's incredible.
How they train them and what they do, and even to the point when they go out and they know that there's been some poaching happening. And so the dogs, how it works is they'll let the dogs do their thing, and the dogs will work out the footprint of where it all happened, where the poachers have gone. It may take them a week to find those poachers.
Yeah.
And they'll go into their houses, get them, and the poachers think that it's something from the other world, that you've been able to find me after being out there. Yeah. And a week later, and so they turn their friends in, their brothers in, everything. They'll tell you where the ivory, but it's huge, and it's the only way that we can help with conservation and help save.
Yeah,
and still
these poachers are still happening today. It is still a big thing. I'm hoping that drone technology has really helped.
I don't know.
You wonder.
You
would think, right? I know there's a lot of helicopters that are flying, at least when we were there, looking for poachers, and you can tell when they're looking that what they're doing. But you would think that drones, and drones may even help with searching for animals, or I don't know if it would bother them, the noise or any of that. But, you wonder if drones have become a part of safari. Kind of interesting.
Yeah,
to find the animals.
Because finding the animals,
Sadly, that's sad though.
Well, is it more efficient? And again, just playing the devil's advocate, is it more efficient to put the drone up to see the animals opposed to driving around nonstop for 4 hours looking for them? What
Fair enough.
is better on the environment, right? I don't know. It's just just how kind of things when we know better, we do better. And I think that's kind of an interesting, I don't know. interesting to think.
Look at you, Crystal.
Well, I mean, it was crazy when we were at Kruger. I mean, not stealing all the show, Jenny, but I mean, it was crazy. Like there would be these caravans of Jeeps and cars. And I mean, even in Kruger, there were people that drove themselves, like in a rental car. I was like, what? Is that? Oh, yeah. They drove through the gate. They have rental cars and they're driving around, and you find them following the tour guides. And my tour guide would get so mad when those people would follow because because that's how they make a living. But like they're all in touch with each other, right? Okay, we got lions on this crossing and that crossing, and then you tell everybody, and then everybody comes, and then there's 20 cars there looking at this poor animal. Like I feel I feel there's maybe a better way, but maybe not. I mean, I loved every bit of it. Don't get me wrong.
It also depends too on the guide and the tour company, that you can go, like, look at boutique safaris. When we would go out, we would be in places where there were no other
that would just be unbelievable.
We weren't running the mill, because there are certain companies where they can only drive X amount of distance.
Which makes total sense,
and that's
right?
fine too.
Makes total sense.
That's why you've got to research out what you're looking
find
at doing.
a travel agent.
Yeah, find a good travel agent.
That knows.
Oh, funny.
For sure.
Some of the fondest memories I remember. I know I was driving in today, and I'm like, where did we stay? Anyways, we stayed at this beautiful lodge. I can't remember the name of it, but it was so beautiful. And I remember one night our room was overlooking the Crocodile River. And so you saw the crocodiles, and there's like everything was there. But all of a sudden we were at dinner, and we heard crash, bang, everything was crashing around. And lo and behold, there are like 4 elephants below our deck. So the entire lodge came into our room, and we all stood on our deck looking over at the elephants, who the lodge people really have a love-hate relationship, I think, with these elephants, because they love them. I mean, they're not trapped in there or anything. They run wild. But are they destructive?
Yes.
Oh my God. They can take down like this huge tree and they just break everything.
We were in the crater,
so crazy.
And I had stayed back to do some work, and I thought, I'm just going to go for a walk around. So I came out, and there was a couple standing there, and I'm going, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? So I go up to them, turn the corner, and there's this elephant, and he is just standing there. And
right?
I'm like, I'll be back. I've got to get my phone. So I ran back, came back out again. I'm like, I'm going to get a picture, and I'm walking close, and the elephant moved. Well, they weren't running. And then the people are down the end, they're going, no, you can't. You've got to go away. And so in the end, I got the guide, the Maasai guide, and he and I went walking all around the place. I followed the elephant, and then he stood in the front of one of the people on the trip. They came back from whatever they were doing, and we went and sat on their deck. And the elephant was just sitting in front, eating away, but it was the coolest.
It's the coolest. The way this lodge was set up is that the deck was out, like you couldn't go in the area below our deck. Like the lodge was all behind us, and had this just a beautiful grass area.
Platform,
it was our
personal deck.
Okay. And because there were 6 of us, we had 3 rooms right in a row. So we had all the rooms looking right at the Crocodile River. But you couldn't go down there, because that's where like there was rhinos, there were like big animals that would eat you. But the elephants, my goodness, that night it was crazy. You're almost looking eye to eye with them because you're up higher on your deck, and it just changes your whole perspective of them. But the guides are like, oh, I just want to chase them away because they're destroying everything. And we're like, no, let them stay. But it was really fun.
I'm super glad that you brought up lodging, because it made me think of the lodges that we stayed in Tanzania. And there's a lot of, international influences in Africa. And the places that we stayed were all Tanzania owned.
Nice.
And I loved that. I loved that so much, because it was fair treatment for the guides. Yeah. They had almost equivalent accommodation that we did. They had the same meals as we did. They ate with us, right? And I know, because we saw it happen, that in other places, the guides are like second-class citizens, right? They stay in bunkhouses, basically. And they are served, I don't know what they were served because we didn't actually see that part happen. But they don't get the same meals, right? And our money was staying within Tanzania. It wasn't going off to Germany. And you just had a real feel-good experience about that, right? And even like the placemats were made by the Tanzania women, right? Yeah. I found that to be incredibly special.
All those touches, I think, that makes, just traveling anywhere so amazing.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the food. Like the food.
The food is great.
Like for me, the food was like delicious. Food that
isn't grown right there that they have to bring in.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic.
Very good food.
Yeah.
What is the big? Is it what is the name of that animal? Kudu maybe. Mm-hmm. It's like that was a big kudu. I don't know. It was on the menu. We had kudu. I was like, I've never had kudu. I think it's
Neither
kudu.
have I.
It was good. It was like an elk or just a big thing.
Yeah.
It's good. I'll tell you one more story, and then I'll go back to Jenny. I know, I'm sorry. Our guide was just like he was just so knowledgeable and so great. But he always, the little impalas, little tiny like antelope, I would say that they're kind of like.
Oh yeah, with the white bum. With the
white bum, but on the bum, when you're looking at them, it has an M.
Yeah.
So he always said these are the McDonald's of Africa because they're such a food source for so many animals. But
the McDonald's, the poor guys.
The poor guy,
they're so pretty too. They're like our deer, basically.
They're
right?
so cute, so cute. Monkeys, crazy, right? How they get up on those trees and look out for the whole village,
and then following the baboons, following the big long lines as they move.
Can we talk about birds? Because our guide was really into birds. He loved his birds. And whatever, right? And at the beginning of the safari, I was like, oh my gosh, bird watching. What a drag. Like, seriously, I had no desire whatsoever. And I just thought it was like a silly thing, something that you see on TV for like these crazy people. But the crazy people do it in the movies kind of thing is what I figured, right? Oh, by the end, absolutely, the birds were just outstanding. And now to this day, like it doesn't matter where I am, I don't have to be in Tanzania, but I have a whole new appreciation
of birds. Yep.
You're the same way.
Yep. Yeah. And everybody gets involved. Even on the last trip. You start off going, okay, well, the birders are here, and by the end of it, it's like and that's a red-breasted roller, or that's this. But you're very excited to follow along.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It's great.
It's so fun. So many stories. There's a fruit. I think what they make the amarula liqueur out of, and it obviously grows on trees. But
it grows on the ground.
It grows on trees. But a certain time of the year when it's on the tree. And it basically rots and drops down onto the ground, but stays on the ground for a long time, and it ferments. So it turns kind of into alcohol. So you see the monkeys and you see some of the animals coming and eating this fermented fruit, and then they pass out for many hours, and then they get up and eat more fruit. So
interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Just so many good stories. Okay, let's move on to one of our favorite segments with whether it's Darci and I chatting or chatting with our guest. We have our lovely Stella behind us, which is a
Miss Stella Noble.
Stella Noble, of course. And we know that packing on holidays can be a challenge or can be fun. So safari, I think, is a whole new level of packing. I don't know. I took it to a whole next level.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, it's like I needed to look.
Me, who doesn't follow the trend?
But you have a hat on.
You have a hat.
Yeah, but I still wear all my colors.
Oh yeah, because of the dust. I don't know. I thought we were all six of us were gonna look like, I don't know, Jack Hanna or Crocodile Dundee or Out of Africa. This was
Meryl Streep.
Yeah. But anyways, what was your must take?
Oh, my must take is my binoculars.
Yeah. Binoculars. Yeah, I didn't have binoculars. I think our Safari Jeep had binoculars.
I always just take my own because then you don't.
That is
have
a
to
good
worry.
idea.
Because if they don't end up having 6 of them or however many for the seats, then you're sort of screwed. So I'd rather just have my own.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about you, Darcy?
You know what? I'm going to reverse the question. What I would not pack.
Yes.
Because you get a lot of like, oh, you need the bug spray for this and blah, 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 blah. Because we were there during, what was it, the duty season? Duties, which are really mosquitoes. I think that's how they say mosquitoes or duties, or they're massive mosquitoes, right? Like duties. Don't buy ahead of time because you're buying bug spray for bugs in Canada, right?
Fair.
Buy the bug spray that is for the country. Like, get off the plane, go to a pharmacy, and buy their bug spray.
Okay.
Never thought of that.
Didn't think of that. I just always
Right.
bring my own.
I think my biggest regret when I was in Africa is I didn't have a good enough camera. I think it's really important, like, or phone, like back in, many years back, our phones weren't as good as they are today.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely bring the absolute best camera I can afford. GoPro, whatever.
Nice.
Because these are pictures that are just, again, that you need to look back on. You need to blow up. You need to frame. You need to remember these moments.
100%.
Right? Like that.
That was taken by our guide who did have a proper camera.
No, that
Thank
was
goodness.
his phone.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
he had
his
a really
phone.
good phone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, because that was a couple of years ago, too. That was 2022, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That was
April
the phone.
2022.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we play is like, truth or dare. No, I'm joking.
Oh, God.
Spin the bottle. No. Is our question game. So
Okay, ready.
my question for you,
Yes.
okay, so we get to ask her on this episode.
Okay.
Okay.
My question for you is, where do you sit? Back row or front row of the Jeep?
Oh, I'm in the back. I'm at the very back.
Why?
Because I can stand up, because I stand up for the entire time, and I don't want to be standing in front of people. So if I stand at the back, I don't bother anybody. I'm not blocking anybody's view.
Huh.
You'll always find me there.
Okay.
I would have guessed front. So there you go.
Because then you could talk to the guy.
Yes,
right? 'Cause she likes
exactly.
to chat.
Or you sit next to the driver, the guide driver, if you can. But
Boot, okay. Boot the guy to the back and sit with the driver.
Wow. Expensive or authentic when you're looking for accommodations?
always authentic.
Yeah.
Always.
For sure.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about the whole Travel Because You Can podcast name, because when Christal and I took on this venture, we're like, oh, what are we going to talk ourselves? I think you wanted Travel Lounge,
I don't know.
and I wanted Travel Talk. And Brooke, our producer, was so cute. She's sitting down with us, and we're saying our ideas, and she's like, so what's your tagline for your company? And we're like, Travel Because You Can. She's like, that's the name of your podcast.
Which is perfect.
It's so perfect. And we had a meeting the other day, and we were talking about the words Travel Because You Can. And I used to have this car, and it had our tagline written right across it, like in a big mural on the whole side of the car that said Travel Because You Can. Because I actually coined that phrase, Travel Because You Can. And I was really proud of the way it rolled off the tongue,
Right.
Travel Because You Can, and it was on my car and everything. And my dad just loved it. He's like, that is the catchiest tagline. And he just loved it. And he was really proud of me for coming up with that. And now we have this podcast, and this is just a little me moment, but my dad was in radio.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know what? He'd be so proud of this, that we have a podcast, which is very
Aw.
radio feel, right?
I love
And
it.
that it's called Travel Because You Can. So thank you, Brooke, and our creative team for
Yeah.
coming up with the name of our podcast, because, yeah, it has a whole new meaning
It's great.
for me.
No, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
So on that note, you guys, our followers, our listeners, or however you're watching, we don't know, but you can subscribe if you want.
You can follow.
You can follow if you want, and you can share episodes as well. So please do so, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to the Travel Because You Can podcast. If you liked listening to us, please follow, like, share, do all those things.
And comment. We'd love to hear your feedback because we really care.
Thanks for listening to the Travel Because You Can podcast. Please follow us on
Instagram?
Instagram. Absolutely.
No.
It's
We're
not a
just-
question, though.
Yeah, I don't know what the right answer is.
Okay.
Like, follow, share, subscribe.
If you've enjoyed the show,
Or not.
don't say that.
Just kidding.
Lock it in. Okay,
Okay, try that.
with my radio voice.
That's a lot. Okay.
Right? Like, can she like not write it down for us? Like,